It's always been a wonder how the short Sakura seemed to grow as Veritas of the boat. Were the sizes just expanded like most enemy models? Is Veritas of the boat secretly a shrimp? Or does she stand on her hair? All very reasonable conjectures. Sakura's Trustmaster reward is a spear. Boasting good magic, the spear also has a small MP and limit burst regen attached to it. This effect is stackable, so you can totally do wield these for double the effect. Her Super Trustmaster reward is a two-handed bow. Boasting the best magic for her Super Trustmaster reward bow, it also comes with a double demon and reaper killer. When equipped onto this Sakura only, it'll give her an extra 500 magic. Onto her active abilities. Sakura's black magic can be upgraded to stage 3, though her green magic only goes to stage 2. Fill Limit Burst fills her armor of extra height. Elemental Power, Lightning, is unlocked at EX plus 2. It imbues lightning onto an ally, and boosts their lightning damage by 60%. On the turn after that, the boost will rise to 80%. And on the turn after that, 100%. Wing Shooting Boon will give one ally a whopping 250% double bird killer. Spirit Shooting Boon is the same thing but against fairies. Defensive Barrier can be awakened to 50%, but that's still not really that impressive. Quick Offense gives your team a 250% attack boost. Quick Magic is the same thing but for magic. Status Reset gives your team's resistance to status ailments. Thunderstone uses 2/3 of her limit burst gauge, and imbues lightning onto one ally. The limit burst boost is tiny, but also fills their limit burst gauge by the same amount. True Thunderstone imbues lightning onto your team, and buffs their lightning damage by 30%. Raising the Brave ability can let the elemental resistance rise to 100%. Demon Slayer's Prayer is unlocked at EX plus 3, and gives your team a strong double demon killer. Phantom Empowerment will give your team a decent double demon and fairy killer. Passives. But for Trustmaster reward or Super Trustmaster reward equipped, Sakura gets a booster MP, and reduces her MP cost by 30%. She doesn't really have much in the way of damage, only having a small limit burst regen here. She does prefer to be paired with Rama, but can also summon him even if he's paired with someone else. Doing so will also activate an enemy field effect, further reducing their lightning resistance by an additional 50%. She has a Brave ability that strengthens the damage modifiers for black magic. She prefers to carry a single weapon, but honestly it's not much of a head start. At the start of the battle, she'll automatically cast Sage's Protection, which will boost your team's stats by 200%, gives them a small limit burst damage boost, boosts their fire resistance by 100%, and fills the Esper gauge by a significant amount. Her normal attack has been changed to attack, filling her limit burst gauge by 1/10. At EX plus 2 she gets Warring Spirit. At EX plus 3 she gets 500 magic. Let's look at her limit burst. It boosts your team's lightning damage by 45%, their stats by 350%, and their limit burst damage by 250%. Time to change forms. Sakura's Brave Shift has a 3-turn duration and a 2-turn cooldown. Onto her active abilities. Wing Piercing Draw will give Sakura a strong double bird killer. Armor is the same thing but humans. Spirit is the same thing but fairies. 10 million boats in one will clear any debuffs from Sakura, boosts her lightning damage by 50%, strengthens the damage modifier for limit burst, and gives her a 300% stored magic buff. Passives. But for Trustmaster reward or Super Trustmaster reward equipped, Sakura switches out her MP boost for a flat 1500 magic. She's gained a lot more offensive passives too, with 6 strong killers, a big booster to limit burst damage, and retains small limit burst regen. She's still got most of her cool passes from her base form as well, though here she really prefers to carry a single weapon, meaning half the Capture the Chain limit boost. The Veritas armor also lets her absorb lightning damage. Let's look at her limit burst. It inflicts a 30% bow imperil and deals lightning damage. Time to talk about leader skills. Sakura's leader skill affects both lightning and Japaniversary units, boosting their attack and magic by 100%. More on that later. Let's rank Brave abilities. They go in 2 different directions. Raising Sage of Thunder specialty will strengthen the damage modifiers of her magic spells, while raising True Thunderstone raises the elemental resistance it's paired with. Both are pretty good choices. Time to make a damage rotation. Do whatever until her limit burst is filled. Make sure to summon Rama. We'll treat her limit burst turn as turn 1. On turn 2, activate her Brave Shift. Cast Fill Limit Burst and double cast Burst. On turn 3, cast her killers, replacing the unnecessary ones with Burst, and then cast 10 million boats in one. On turn 4, use her Limit Burst. You're forced back to her base form, where you can do the support that you were doing or just quadruple cast Burst, filling her Limit Burst gauge so you can repeat the Brave Shift rotation. So, EX2? EX plus 2 can potentially skip a lot of the do whatever turns thanks to Warring Spirit, thereby getting her damage out faster. She also got Elemental Power, Lightning, letting her compete with herself as one of the best single target lightning supporters. We can't forget about her Super Trustmaster reward, which unfortunately isn't too useful given it's a magic stat bow, not a very common weapon of choice. Of course, Sakura herself likes it, and the bow is pretty good. EX plus 3 is just stats and a strong demon killer. It's nice but expensive, and also doesn't help that active demon killers are a bit more common than other types. So how good is Sakura? As a supporter, Sakura has a lot going for her. For one, she introduces the best bird killer in the game. The fairy killer is equally as impressive, though ties with Ash, who herself is a pretty good unit. She also has very strong lightning support, with good buffs and an Impero field, though Elemental Power is locked behind EX plus 2. Even after that, she has some other nice tools as well, with good elemental resistance, status ailment resistance, and a partial entrust should someone else need a limit burst. Her Brave Shift throws her support aside for damage. But unfortunately, despite having strong modifiers and a stored magic buff, Sakura falls one step short of Rocka due to lacking a Grand Dispersed. Furthermore, after her first go at the rotation, she has some trouble making use of her base limit burst buffs before they wear off, and will need some help to fill her limit burst for her Brave Shift. Now her damage output is still pretty good, and with a strong support and debuff kit, she can really amplify your team's lightning damage altogether while remaining a solid contributor herself. Additionally, she'll get an even better foundation once backed by applicable leader skills, though that of course depends on the player. But what about her leader skill? It's not that great. It's better than nothing, which I guess is the current state of lightning leaders, but you'd really hope for something else. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. Comment below if you summon Sakura. As my Lapis just grows more and more, I look back at the Dark Lineage series and wonders if I could have spent a bit. Which I guess I could have, but we're slowly getting to a point where I'm about to get a bunch of units anyways, and hopefully some potent featured units from the past.